Hello and welcome to the channel All Things Stoke City. Today I'm going to be discussing the situation about Mark Hughes and whether he's right to be judged by our fans and possibly leave the club in the future. Peter Coates has come out and said that we're not on the relegation threat, and if we are, in January he's going to pump loads of money in and keep us afloat. Could this actually be an advantage for the club? Because the way I see it is, at the moment the team is lacking in depth, lacking in quality. We are a championship team. If we were in a relegation threat, although it's possibly hard to get out of that situation, if you pump money in, we could possibly buy Premier League quality players instead of Championship players that actually fit the position they're playing in, and they're actually versatile. Because at the moment we are playing players out of position, they look unfit, lack Premier League quality, and that's the way I see it. When you go back a few years to when Tony Pulis took over, he was the right man for the job. Very structured in the way he played, very compact at the back, less fluid though. But big teams such as Man City, Chelsea, Manchester United, even the lesser clubs, especially the lesser clubs, feared Stoke City's defence. Very compact and leaked very little goals because they're so physical, taking that from the Championship experiences. But he sort of outgrew his ability. He got us safe finishes every year, but then he got to a point where the play was so boring and we were dropping in positions that we need to take a risk, and that risk was Mark Hughes. His play was more fluid, more technical, and we were more deadly on the attack. However, over the years, it's proved that the defence has been sacrificed, and it's even come out to say that one of the ex-players said we haven't even got any defensive training at the training ground at the moment, which actually looking at play is actually quite believable. Mark Hughes came in about 5 years ago, and he's increased our finish, highest Premier League finish, which I believe is 9th. But then, on the flip side of that, you need to look at the finishes he's actually getting. 10th, multiple times, I think it's about 3 times. 9th, but then he's on the decline now. This season, we had an absolute shambolic start to the season. If you look at previous results, 5-1 Tottenham loss at home in front of the home fans. I mean, how many times can this keep happening? Dedicated supporters keep travelling away, even going to home matches. We expect a result from some games. It's like teams like Burnley and Huddersfield. Huddersfield is newly promoted, lowest budget in the Premier League. Look at that. They signed a great manager in Wagner. He's got great associates with the German leagues and Bundesliga and Bundesliga too. He brought in players like Kachunga, who have proved massive, and he's brought in Championship players such as Ince as a record club signing. And you look at that team, it's very bog standard. You won't expect them to go far, but they're doing absolutely great this year. And look at Burnley. Got promoted with Sean Dyche, got relegated with Sean Dyche, then once again got promoted again. The team that they're fielding, I think they've only made about one change in the last 7 games or something. Even Barnsley, from Stoke, ex Stoke player we sold in the summer, I believe. He's a first team starter, and then top 6 position. He's got to pose a question really. Is Hughes getting the most out of the players? Because if you look at him, such a bog standard player, and then you look at the players we've got in Stoke's team, you'd say that we need to get rid of him. He's deadwood really, but then if you just look at what we've got, are they really better? Are we getting the most out of the players? I mean, we're playing Mama Biom Diouf at striker. Yes, he's our top goal scorer, 6 goals, halfway to the season, I believe, 4-4. And it's quite unbelievable considering he plays right mid, right wing back, plays centre mid sometimes. But when has it got to a position in the Premier League where you play striker at right back? We've been playing youngsters in the positions that are vital in our defence that's been leaking many goals. But on the flip side of that, Edwards is coming at right back, and I've really appreciated what he's done in that position. Coming in 18 years old, been in the team since he was 9, the youth academies at Stoke, and he's a Stoke lad. He's offered something for the team. But then if you look at the players he's playing alongside with, Zuma, fantastic signing, but is he realistically going to stay with us? No, he's not. He's just a stopgap from when he got injured at Chelsea. Then look at Shawcross. He's our captain. Does he show captain qualities? Arguably, he used to. He was called up for the England squad, and he deserved that. He was a key player in Stoke's performance. But ever since he's been on the decline, he had a back injury. He's come back unfit, and his positional awareness isn't up to standard. Then you got left back, Eric Peters. When he first came from Sunderland to Stoke, he was very aware, very pacey, bombed up front, got a few overlap goals, and he looked like a quality signing. But like Shawcross, he's been on the decline. Is it because of Hughes' managerial qualities? I'm not too sure. Look at the players we've brought in though with Mark Hughes' ability. Bojan, Champions League winner. Arnautovic, Champions League winner, and Shaqiri, Champions League winner. Arnautovic bought in for approximately 4 million, sold for 25, I believe. But that did come to haunt us as he scored one against West Ham and caused us all sorts of problems, but that's something for another day. Shaqiri's work rate, it really frustrates me. He could be world class. He showed it in his early days at Bayern, Inter Milan. Inter Milan didn't want to let him go. I think it was the board that said let him go, because the manager said they didn't want to let him go. So when you look at Shaqiri, his work rate is very lazy, but out of all the team, if I want to rely on someone to score a goal, it's got to be Shaqiri, especially from long range. Free kicks, sublime. Every long range shot, you get up off your seat and think this is a goal. He only scores outside the box. That's just Shaqiri. And then another player I rely on is Choupo-Moting, coming on a free from Schalke, absolute steal. 14 goals in the Bundesliga last season, about 6 assists. It matches up to Arnautovic, who we swapped. So you look at the team and think, it isn't that bad, surely. But then have we got a proper talisman? Peter Crouch, in his prime, fantastic. Wins every header. But 37 years old, he still scores plenty of goals off the bench, and he's making a record for himself there. But in a Premier League team, 37 years old, you've got to ask yourself, what are we spending money on? Berahino, 15 million from West Brom, unfit there. He's come in, we haven't even played him. How is he meant to improve and get fit if we're not even playing that lad? Ngoy, 18 years old, I haven't seen much of him. Belgium, pacey striker, tall. I haven't seen much of him in the team. Can't do any harm considering the way we're playing at the moment. Diouf, not even being played in his proper position. But then you've got to ask yourself, what is his proper position? Is he even good enough for the Premier League if he's been fluctuated that many times? And is he that versatile? He puts in a shift, but is he actually worth getting into the team? And then you look at managers such as Swansea, Paul Clement. He saved them from relegation. And although the next season he got relegated after he saved them from relegation, you got to ask yourself, is he a better fit than the likes of Mark Hughes? Yes, it would be a risk, but look at what he did with Renato Sanchez. In the Euros, he looked like a world beater, exciting prospect. And he could have been that, and he managed to get him on loan from Bayern Munich because of his links with Ancelotti being assistant manager at Real Madrid and Bayern. So, you look at Mark Hughes, has he got any links like that? And has he took us as far as he can go, Mark Hughes? Finished 10th, as I said, and 9th. And it gets to a certain point where he took us as far as we can go. Peter Coates has got his full confidence, said we're not gonna get relegated, and we're only halfway through the season. Because when you think about it, 3 points at this time of the season can take you from relegation zone to like 11th. So I think we've just got to see what happens. Really, I think the team isn't good enough to stay up next year. If we don't make any changes, I don't think we're gonna going to finish top half, especially with these new teams being managed correctly and getting the best out of the players. And that brings me on to, at the start of the season, we've been getting poor results, getting beat at home by teams such as Burnley, who have been on the uprise by a fantastic manager, Sean Dyche. And the players weren't trying hard enough. And as soon as the press have come out and said Mark Hughes needs to go, he started to encourage the players more, and the players have actually been playing their football. Got results at Swansea, although we lost it Tottenham by 5-1, but that always happens because we're not organised enough, and the team we've got isn't good enough to withstand such quality such as Kane and Eriksen. When at West Brom, so we're actually picking up results now. But then that shows, is Mark Hughes actually confident with and wants to devote his future to Stoke? Because as it shows in the start of the season, picking up all them awful results, and then only when his job was in jeopardy, he started to pick up. It's not really a good sign, is it? So I think we've just got to see, Stoke fans, what's eventually going to happen. But don't know about you, but I think the team just needs to be totally revamped. We need players to actually fit the position. We need actual fit players, Premier League quality players. We need to get rid of Deadwood. I think Shawcross has had his day. I think he needs to go. Every time I watch him, it's really frustrating to see that such a promising player who got called up to England has ended up this unfit, this disorientated position-wise. And the old defence just isn't Premier League quality. Even arguably the strike force. But to be fair, I think the midfield is quite solid with Fletcher and Allen. And I don't think he's making the most out of Allen. It's like against West Brom, he contributed to a goal and an assist, playing in the cam, central attacking mid sort of role, while Fletcher sat slightly deeper. But then against Huddersfield, Shawcross got injured, which I was kind of happy about, and which is sort of bad to say, but so Sobey replaced Shawcross, and then Allen dropped into that role, and Cameron dropped back at centre back, and then Fletcher was just playing in the midfield role. And although it paid off and got a 1-1 draw, is it the right managerial decision really? Considering we're leaking goals at the back, bringing on a left wing, although he did get a goal to seal the game in the 93rd minute, I believe. Is it the right decision? Why would you drop Allen further back when he's contributed towards 2 goals against West Brom? It just doesn't make sense to me. A lot of things at Stoke doesn't make sense to me at the moment, and I don't get why more questions aren't being asked really. Because if we can stick by a manager for 5 years, and fair enough, he's got as a highest finish, but if he's starting to drop now, we need to look at other teams. Watford, they're doing really good at the moment with their new manager, but every 6 months or every year, get rid of a manager. And somehow they managed it sort of manages to work. But they're in a similar position squad-wise to Stoke, and if they're not afraid to get rid of a manager, then why aren't we? We need to start putting the club before the actual manager. The manager isn't too good for the club anymore. It's Stoke City. We finish mid-table every season until this could end. We need to realise that Mark Hughes maybe isn't the man for the job, and we need to start thinking higher of the club. We need to improve the squad, invest loads in January, and considering all the things, I think we need to get rid of Mark Hughes and replace him with maybe a younger, maybe underdog of a manager. Because let's face it, can it get any worse than we're doing at the moment? Because he says he knows the players, but does he really? After the results he gave, I think it's time to let him go. Thanks for watching. Stay around for the next video, Stoke fans.